Thank you.
Oh,
What do you do, Facebook or YouTube?
just Facebook. Just start typing and it'll come up.
Pilot.
Click on it. It should plug in. But then pull over here.
5520
Just pop up on here?
message.
Gotta go to
You can show me clear system.
Live on Patrol. And then click on mute it.
There we go.
And we're going. We're off to the races. Hello, backseaters. We're just working through some technical issues, but I think we're back in business now. And you are with Undersheriff Mike Martin of the Ramsey County Sheriff's Office and Director Steve Leiden of the Ramsey County Sheriff's Office. And we are out patrolling in the fine city of St. Paul. Today we're on Rice Street going northbound, and there's something new. What's new today, Steve?
New today?
Yeah.
Well, so much to talk about. The list goes on and on. First of all, I just want to point out we have one of the St. Paul's finest parking enforcement officers right in front of us.
Yeah, they do a great job.
Yeah, they're all over. They got great equipment, good resource. They're able to issue citations for parking violations without having to be licensed police officers. But a lot of them are in training and work their way up to become police officers that way. I'm going to do a quick shout out. My brother-in-law, Jerry Holman, who retired from the Department of Corrections, had a bout of cancer earlier this year and had surgery. It was successful. They did a scan to make sure it was all gone, and they found a tumor in his lung.
Oh, no.
So prayers are with him. He goes under surgery tomorrow to have part of his lung removed.
Good luck, Jerry. We're all pulling for you. That sucks.
Yeah, you know, he's strong. He's a heck of a fighter. He beat it once already. He's going to beat this. Very optimistic, great personality, and he's married to my much older sister, who gives him great support and love. He's a lucky man. I'm probably going to get beat up.
You probably are. Oh, Steve. We are now eastbound on Marion. We're driving by the soccer fields here on Park in Maryland. I always forget the name of this little park. Let's call it whatever the sign says.
The
Sylvan Park. Yeah, that's a good name
and
for
a lot
it.
of people out there playing in this cold weather even. It's
Yeah.
a little chilly out.
Right now.
Isn't that our snake house?
That is the Snake House.
When it warms up in the summer, we'll have to stop by and have a chit chat with them.
Definitely. Do you think they have to keep it warm for the snake?
I think so. They're not from cold climate.
No.
Alright, why don't you go ahead and
So we're in the Central District in St. Paul on Maryland Avenue, and we are going to head over to the east side.
Sorry, what was that? I'm just coming into the area.
And
I'm on the check inside. Why don't you go ahead and keep
we have a new ride. We're in a new... We don't have the Chevy Tahoe anymore. We are in a Chevy Silverado.
It's a nice vehicle.
I did not wreck the Tahoe, despite rumors. The Tahoe is still alive, and it will be going to somebody else. But we rotate in new cars from time to time, and that one had 61,000 miles on it. And so I got this Chevy Silverado. So we'll see. Hopefully I can figure out how to use all the bells and whistles.
I've had some experience with the Silverados. I think they're really, the law enforcement pursuit package is a really nice quality machine. Dependable.
Well, I'm guessing, I may be wrong, but I'm guessing I'm not rattling like I was in the Tahoe.
That's a good point.
So let me know.
No, Thomas didn't wreck it either. Nobody wrecked it. It's in great shape.
It's in great shape, except for I may have backed into somebody about a month ago.
But I think
So
it's funny that they
got a little
remembered
scratch.
when you gave it to Thomas a year ago. Like the first week he had it, one of the bad guys rammed into his front
Yeah,
end.
yep. And the bad guy went to jail for that.
And I'm hearing no rattle, Mike. I think we're doing good.
I think we're doing okay.
Is the camera focused
Someone
okay?
says the camera's not focused.
Suspect went on foot towards
I
Dunlap.
think that maybe the
Northbound on Dunlap.
autofocus was causing a problem,
And then the
but
car is GOA.
it looks focused to me. What do you think?
Looks good to me.
Got me a suspect at northbound on Dunlap on foot. Color now, Julie.
Now, yeah. This is our life. It's blurry.
Also try giving the cop a call. It doesn't even ring. It just... Your picture is perfect on Facebook.
Thank you, Pat. Pat says our picture is perfect on Facebook.
Nice sunny day out, but it's still a little chilly.
It is a little chilly. Do you want me to turn the heat up a little?
Yeah, a little
Are
bit.
you good?
Yeah, no, a little bit would be nice. Not a lot, but a little. I can actually just do this and I'll be fine.
So what else do we have going on? It's been busy.
It's been real busy. Had a search warrant this morning and recovered a gun.
Oh, it's one more gun that won't shoot somebody.
Yep, yep. And individual in jail connected to that. So the gun unit's doing a great job. CAT unit backed them up. Really worked out well.
That's good. The more illegal guns we can get off the street, the better.
Yeah, the outreach guys are doing a great job. A lot of interaction with the youth. They're getting some good activities put together and trying to help with mentoring. So, we got all systems go. We got the education, we've got intervention, we've got enforcement, and we're working hard to keep crime down in Ramsey County. And with the partnership of the citizens, because they see something, they say something, and they call, they tell us. I'd rather get 5 calls that don't lead to anything than no call that we missed something.
When the sheriff was talking today at our meeting about stopping the car full of young men that we dealt with when they were 14 or 15, and they're now all 18, and they're now adults, so they'll go to big boy jail if they do bad things, and
we want to work with them, make sure they've grown out of that. And let's face it, you and I weren't little angels when we were younger.
Well, okay, I wasn't.
But you kind of grow up a little bit, you figure it out, and you get a good base to develop a good career or job and have a productive life where you're adding as a citizen rather than depleting resources of the city because of your bad behavior, victimizing innocent people. And they're smart kids. They're smart young men, I should say. I've dealt with them, interacted with them. They're not dumb. They put their energy and their effort and their mindset onto education and their career. They're going to do really well.
Yeah, hopefully they can stay on the right path and we won't have to see them in our jail.
I see here's CVS. I was hoping somebody'd move in this area. It's been boarded up since CVS moved out.
Yeah.
Walgreens is still providing services for people here. Byers and Lund's grocery store St. Paul closed.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah. I really enjoyed stopping in there. I grabbed stuff to go back to the office and make lunch. Staff were always very pleasant there.
Back at 593 Stryker Avenue, Hennepin County, requesting a welfare check for females.
A lot of traffic here today.
Singing within 28 meters
Yeah, it's
of
busy.
address, was whispering and asking for a deputy.
Well, school got out. It seems to me like rush hours are much earlier now
Yeah, I think you're
than they
right.
used to be. But school at Johnson just got out, and
there is a female that's there also. The tested by the agency stating that he could no longer take care of his wife, and they're requesting that expense.
so the key here is to determine if we have to stop somebody. Can I figure out the right buttons to push?
Number 3. That's
I
everything.
saw that, number 3.
That would be everything.
And then I heard if you hit the air horn or hit the, I don't know what it's called on here, but you can hit this and it'll,
The siren.
yeah, kind of like that.
Did they tell you have to double tap it to stop it?
No, but that's good to know.
Yeah, it is good enough because see, there wasn't enough buttons. Do you have the same thing I have? The handheld,
Probably, yeah.
Exactly the same thing. So they didn't have enough buttons. So what they programmed it is when you have this siren on, you have to either double tap the button or double tap the horn real quick, and it's got to be really
Okay.
quick, and it'll turn it off. They didn't tell me or Ramaker that. And Ramaker took it on a test drive, and he comes back with this siren blaring going, it won't turn off. They go, yeah, we forgot to tell you. So fortunately, I got tipped off before it became an issue.
Interesting. Well,
Yeah.
we'll find out, huh?
Yeah. And then mine is set up, it kind of threw me. I would think 1 would be the front and 2 would be the rear.
One's the rear.
Yeah, 1's
Yeah,
the rear and
2's
2's
the front.
Yeah.
3's all lights.
And then your
Opticon is there.
and then on your arrow flashing,
Uh-huh.
you've got to go through the whole cycle to turn it off once you turn it on.
Oh, okay.
You go left.
Where's the ejection button?
That's on my side for you. If I decide you need to go.
You know what we should do? We should get a button that you push and it shoots out the stop sticks
Oh, that
into
would
the
be,
other lane.
that would be.
Let's
That's-
talk to Jim Moody about it.
Let's
He
get a
can do
patent
it.
started. We might be able to retire.
Yeah.
You know, Colonel Sanders didn't start his franchise till he was 65 years old.
Oh, okay. So I still have a little time.
Yeah. According to the legend, he was retired and he wasn't making it on his Social Security. It was a little tight. And he tried to think of what he could do to make some more money. And he had this chicken recipe. He used to be a cook. And he started going around to restaurants, seeing if they wanted to lease his chicken recipe. One thing led to another, and he became a multimillionaire in the 70s and 80s. So there's hope for us, man.
Good for him.
There's
yeah.
hope for us.
Yeah. There's hope for us. But did he get to lock up bad guys?
No.
See, what good is it then? What are you going to do with all that money if you can't?
You want it
lock up the
alphabetically or
bad guys?
numerically? It starts with children, grandchildren.
Great-grandchildren.
Hey, I'm not that old, man. Give me a break.
Great-great-grandchildren.
McDonald's?
We are over on the east side on Maryland going eastbound right by the BCA at Phelan
These loft.
Boulevard.
This is Loft on Rose. Those apartment buildings, there used to be a Mr. Donut and an Arby's
What?
right there.
And they took out a donut shop?
Like, criminal. Absolutely criminal.
It's really anti-law enforcement.
You know what I haven't? I read an article a while ago that Krispy Kremes had partnered with McDonald's, and McDonald's were going to start selling Krispy Kremes. I have not heard that that's happening.
I heard that too. I saw that somewhere, but I have not seen that anywhere locally. Of course, I don't really go to McDonald's very often. If I do, I get a drink.
Were you out Friday night? They're asking if they found the car that fled from Bob and crash, or if they were found.
Yes, they did.
Okay.
Yep. And I was not out because my daughter had a lacrosse game that was kind of postponed.
Red.
Yeah, I got it. I saw it. I just had momentum going. So I did not make it in. I was gonna come in, but I was also freezing.
I got that.
And then she had a lacrosse game on Saturday at McMurray Fields. And did you see what happened with the car driving on the turf
Yeah, that was.
in the middle of a soccer
What the heck?
practice?
Yeah, why would you do that?
I don't know. That was crazy.
I guess I stopped asking why a long time ago and just determined who and dealt with the bad behavior. Some things happen are very unexplainable to me.
It just, why would you do that? And then you tear up the turf on the fields that you and your friends use. Doesn't make sense.
These food trucks are all over the place now. That's the real trendy thing, isn't it?
It is.
Never saw one of those. If I saw something that was selling a food product when I was a kid, it had a little music being played and it was ice cream.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Southbound on White Bear Avenue from Maryland, going by Hazel Park Preparatory Academy.
There's a squad and an ambulance there.
A lot of medics are here.
Hopefully they don't have I didn't see any calls, but you never know. Here comes another medic rig. They must have somebody with a medical emergency there. I did not hear a call there, but there no
Check it
traffic
out.
stop. I'm just looking at the calls, folks, to see what all's going on.
9271 copy.
There are a lot of calls going on, but I don't see one
It's not
there.
on the CAD.
Could just be a medical. That
The officer maybe just pulled in. Up there, I see a motor vehicle theft on Bear Avenue.
Contact notification.
we're now back westbound on 7th Street from White Bear.
Well, the Shrine Circus was at the Hippodrome at the State Fair, and they've now shut down the Hippodrome for a total remodel.
Yeah, I heard they were doing that. I wonder what they're gonna do.
A lot has to do with the seating, some of the corridor area. I think they're upgrading some of the utilities and the roof. And apparently the remodel is planned to be able to open it up again for the fair, and then after the fair, then complete whatever remodeling
Oh, okay.
finalization will be.
Huh. Pull over here quick and look.
Heavy security, there's no up on having anxiety issues. They're declining medics.
Armed robbery suspect out of Hennepin County. So let's stay out of Hennepin County. It sounds dangerous over there.
It's nice and safe here, but that's because we're here. If we leave here, it could get dangerous again.
That's true. Because we're really making a difference right now.
Well, I hate to say this because it could be the jinx, but we come out on Monday and radio gets quiet, crime goes down. We probably need to be out more often. They just don't want to be out when we're here.
I
At least
think
that's my
a good
story.
idea,
I'm
but
sticking to it.
we don't want them to make us be out all the time.
Or there is that. Fishing season's coming up pretty quick. Sun's coming out. You got Cinco de Mayo coming next month. That's always a great celebration. Really well organized. Runs fantastic.
Yeah, the West Side Boosters over there just do a great job.
Yeah, they really do.
Well, it's a lot of traffic, but not a lot of stuff going on.
Driving nice and legal.
New message. New message. New message.
Do you think I haven't heard any complaints about rattling, so
No, I've watched some of this. Everybody's saying no rattling. So that's good.
there's always going to be a little in my head, but that's just the rocks rattling around.
That's just because of your Minneapolis time.
Oh, dude, no, boy. Yeah, you're probably right.
I'm still shaking my rattle out of my head from my time with the state.
240.
When I got promoted to captain, you have to go through a physical test every time you get promoted. And when I went in, we hadn't been promoting captains in years. And so when I went in for my captain's physical, the doctor said, I've never done one of these before. You know, what do captains do? And I said, well, we take big piles of paper, we sort them into little piles of paper, and then we give them to other people to do the work. And he goes, oh, okay, I get it. And then he looked at my ear, he goes, yeah, I can see all the way through, so you should be fine. So
344. 344. 345.
345.
349 Tango.
349 Tango.
So we're westbound on East 7th, or kind of south and westbound. I don't know.
Anyone else for you?
I get confused.
I'm good with westbound. You know, when you have West St. Paul on the south of the city of St. Paul, what are you going to do?
Remember when Jesse Ventura said it was laid out by a bunch of drunk Irishmen?
I do. Being full-blooded Irish.
Yeah.
I said, hey, Jesse, that resembles me.
Hey. Being half Irish, I understood what he was talking about.
279.
Did you have Even or Jesse
Wow,
Ventura?
that was.
Oh yeah, you got that little warning thing there. When your light's green, you're good to go, and then it'll flash up on your dashboard red if you get. They think it's too close.
All right. So I don't get to rear end anybody.
And if it's set the way mine is, it'll automatically brake if you get too close.
Oh no.
Yeah, which I had to turn off for VIT purposes.
Oh yeah. I didn't even think about that. So I read, I think in the paper, which paper, I don't know, Star Tribune, maybe Pioneer Press, that the hotel at Bandana Square got sold and that it's going to be a homeless shelter.
I did hear it was becoming a homeless shelter. I didn't know if it's because it was sold or if it just got rented out to be that.
It sounded like it was sold.
Okay.
A lot, and the Motel 6 in Roseville was sold also, but I don't.
That is a very active motel of some criminal activity at times.
I don't. Hopefully, that's not becoming a homeless shelter because.
Whoa! Don't hit us, buddy.
This is like NASCAR.
Not only would you be hitting a police car, you're hitting a brand new police car.
I know. I would never live it down either.
I got rear-ended one day by a lady in a car, and I turned on my emergency lights because she stopped right in the middle of the street, even though cars were movable. So, if you do get in an accident and both cars are movable and you're in the way of traffic, talk to the other driver and move off to the side or into a parking lot to exchange information, but don't stay in the middle of the road, right? Where
Right,
you're going to
blocking
cause
the road.
another accident.
Yeah.
So I got out to tell her that, and she started crying. She was like 16. She's like, I can't believe I hit your car. That is a police car. And I said, it's just fine. Let's just pull over and make sure you're okay.
Did you say, it's okay, I don't have Instagram, so your friends won't know?
Well, not only do I not have it, I don't know how to operate it.
Oh.
How long has that pawn shop been there? I just didn't realize that.
It's been there since
6 years?
Since I've been here.
Well, I'm a trained observer. I don't miss much. I knew Griffin Bill Bonds was there.
Yeah, that pawn shop's been there.
That food truck's here all the time. Must do good business. I know the governor's ordered at some point state employees back to work. This parking lot used to be full every day.
Yeah.
With overflow only parking. And I haven't seen more than 50 cars in there in the last 3 years.
I saw there was a big protest at the governor's residence.
Yeah.
Formerly known as the governor's mansion, but apparently you can't call it a mansion.
Don't want to call it a mansion anymore to make people think that he's living above his means.
So but there was a huge protest of government employees who don't want to go back physically into the office.
Yeah, protesting is back in vogue now.
Yeah.
It was a big thing in the 60s and then kind of went away. And that's a big deal now. Again, people like to... And it's one of the great things about America, right? You get to voice your opinion as long as you don't violate the rights of anyone else. And you recognize that you have a right to express your opinion just like the other person does. And you don't cause property damage to people.
You're not allowed to hurt other people's feelings either.
Yeah, it's kind of about sticks and stones. My bones will never hurt me. It's something kind of forgot by some people, but not most people get it.
Well, we had this conversation the other day, didn't we? About whether or not words could be violent.
We did that the other day. Anyway. I don't think
we should repeat it.
No,
No, because it got
not the exact quotes. But hitting someone in the face and calling someone a name are completely two different things.
Yeah, exactly.
So Regions keeps building and building. I mean, it started as Anchor Hospital decades ago, then became Ramsey Hospital. Now it's Regions. You got the medical examiner's office right here in the corner.
How come the live people get all that attention and the dead people just get the corner?
There aren't as many dead as there are sick.
Okay.
And they do such a good job in the hospital, we don't need me.
Oh, good.
It's hard to put her out of email now in Ramsey County.
I don't know who it is. I remember Dr. McGee was the last one, but I know he left, and I don't know who it is now. You know what I was thinking? They should have like a website at the medical examiner's office where you could like put in your last wishes.
Oh, just kind of sign it up in case you need it there.
Well, yeah, in case they can't get a hold of your loved ones, your next of kin. They could just go to the database and say, well, Steve said he wants to leave all his money to Mike Martin. I don't know. Mike Martin must have cracked into the database.
Well, I know the medical examiner's office serves Ramsey, Washington County, and they have contracts for also Aiken, Blue Earth, Cass, Clay, Crow Wing, Freeborn, Hubbard, Kennebec, LeSueur, Martin, Murray, Nicollet, Nobles, Redwood, Waseca, Wantanwan, and Wilkin counties.
Wow.
They cover a lot of
I didn't
area.
realize they covered that much territory.
I gotta be honest, I didn't know there was a Martin County in the state of Minnesota. It must be named after your family.
I'm sure it was, yeah. Yep. One of them got lost when they were out doing some custom combining in Kansas and ended up here. We're westbound on University at Marion Street, and the McDonald's that looks like an old bank, because it was, I think.
$50-285. Show me a rating.
1654.
I definitely feel like I sit up a little higher in this
Yeah, you do.
than I did in the
For 2 men who are
Tahoe.
chasing Tom hiding under a back porch. Suspects are 2 black males, 25 years old, and one wearing a yellow sweater, the other wearing a white sweater.
330, this is advised. Hold on.
355.
So we're on University Avenue. It runs east and west all the way from downtown through into downtown Minneapolis. And eastward.
You refilled this,
Yeah, put the light rail right down the middle of it, didn't they?
Yeah.
You know, a friend of mine is named Jim Miller. He owns a commercial real estate business. He owns a building in St. Paul, and
383.
I was asking about it. He said, when they put this before they put it in.
Copies and call you right on.
And he said when they put it in,
Yesterday.
because it's going to take some parking away on the street,
Yeah.
it'll literally drive some small businesses out of business.
Right, yeah.
And he said, but then what'll happen is high density residential areas will replace those small businesses. You'll probably only see small businesses where they left on-street parking or where the stops are. And it's exactly what happened. He really knows the stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
273.
Yeah, a lot of it now is on the first floor of these high-density housing places.
Yeah. Global Food Mart, grocery and meat, chips, phone cards, informational procedure, milk, eggs, ice cream, spices, pop, juice. He's got a whole menu written on his window.
I know. Goat, kidney. Would you like some kidney?
No, I'm gonna pass on goat kidney. Not my cup of tea.
Well, do you think it's goat kidney or just goat and kidney?
Well, I'm pretty sure it's not human kidney, so I'm gonna go with it being goat kidney. But
Could be cow
yeah, it could be
kidney.
because it's challah meat, beef, lamb, goat, kidney. So it could be all of them.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of everything in there.
Yeah.
Maybe we should go in there
It
someday.
would be interesting. Clearly, it's covering several cultures that are in the area. We have a great melting pot in the city of St. Paul, right?
Oh, of course.
You've
Yeah.
got so many different nationalities and cultures here, which gives you a great variety of some really good restaurants in the area.
I think I've heard
5283.
that Ramsey County is the most diverse county in the state
That would not surprise me a bit.
and the most.
Secondary location.
It actually has more population than Hennepin, but Hennepin's bigger. I may be wrong on that one. I may be stretching it,
Well, it sounds good. We'll go with
but
it.
it sounds good. Yeah, let's stick with it.
Bus responding in the township. Male's name is Glenn. No further description. Sounds like they're arguing. The squad to Hopkins Street for a husband to using this.
So somebody's issue is, I'm the cat, gun, and it of all trades. You got something you need to be done, I'll do it. Work on a lot of technology stuff, drones, cameras.
Policy,
Yeah.
a lot of that stuff.
A lot of policies, a lot of contracts.
He's a black male.
And you got Tommy Siegelstrom, who does a great job on days on CAT. You got Kyle Williams doing a great job on afternoons on CAT. There are two of my sergeants do a great job. They run the day-to-day operation better than anybody, I think. And then on gun, I got Sergeant Joe Kill. Takes care of the gun unit and the day-to-day supervision of their staff. They're high-quality individuals, do high-quality work. So it's just... it's really a great job. I've got great people I work with, that work for me, and that I work for. So what more can you ask for? Okay, $1 million raise would be nice. But
Okay, I'll request it.
there you go. I appreciate it.
Whatever you want. What was it that the trainer guy said to Rocky in the first Rocky? Poop in one hand and wish in the other and see which one fills up first.
Yeah, well, I have to admit, I never saw the movie.
You never saw Rocky?
Never saw Rocky.
Oh, well, that explains a lot. I knew there was something missing. I just couldn't figure it out. Okay, Blues Brothers.
Never saw the movie.
Never saw. Oh my goodness!
Never saw the movie.
How did you? You have to watch it because
Yeah, I've tried.
We're on a mission from God.
I'm taking that from the movie.
Yeah.
I have several times made an effort, and something always came up, and I never saw that one.
Oh. It's silly, but it's a good movie. How about Animal House?
Saw it.
That's good.
Yeah. Saw it, loved it. But my favorite movie of all movies is the Maltese Falcon.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
If Humphrey Bogart was in the movie, I watched it, but that one's really good.
It was good. How about the Falcon and the Snowman?
I like that. That was really well done.
We talked about this.
Yeah, fairly
before.
close. Yeah, because I knew Christopher Boyce, the spy.
Just to clarify,
He was incarcerated.
She's back now? I'm locating the car. I'm trying to give him a call like 3 times, and he's not answering his phone. I'm on the phone with him. I'll see where he's at. Go. I'm at the car dealership directly across. At the car dealership across from McDonald's. 834 Jefferson.
That cops alert you read earlier?
Yeah.
Those are our 2 suspects.
Oh, handsome young man. Did I say that sarcastically, or did it come out?
It came out sincere and heartfelt.
Oh, good. Thanks.
273. Sorry, 279.
It's pretty bad when you're, in your late teens, early 20s, and you already look like you've had a hard life.
Yeah.
It's some rough living.
362. Does this girl have short dreads?
Have you ever been to a soccer game here at the Atlanta Field?
I have not, but when they were playing their interim, when this was being built at the U, I did work over there.
Okay.
It's interesting because I'm not a soccer fan. And I don't know how you can play a sport for 90 minutes and end 0-0.
And the crowd's excited.
And it's just, the crowd's unbelievable.
I grew up when baseball was America's favorite pastime, and that's kind of dwindled down, and they're tweaking the football is really the action and the movement, and I still enjoy football or baseball. I got to say, I like to sit back and.
Well, I like the mental game of baseball, and but in soccer, God bless them, those guys work their butts off.
Sounds like the college partner and son were gonna fight.
So my buddy Phil is monitoring us, and he's asking which one was at Oak Park Heights, and it was the Falcon, Christopher Boyce, that was at Oak Park Heights Prison, Phil. But I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No, I'm glad he asked. I have a great deal of respect for how hard they work, running 90 minutes, but I just don't like a sport where it ends in a tie.
Yeah.
Especially if the tie is 0-0.
And I don't, I had 5 children. I coached them in soccer, softball, Little League baseball, wrestling. And when I coached soccer, it's because we needed another coach. Unfortunately, a neighbor and a co-worker, Chris Esty, played soccer when he was in high school. And I went to Chris and said, hey, you got to coach this with me because I don't know what I'm doing.
I think I'm going to try out my new lights and siren on this guy.
Bravo 820 EOT.
New message. New message. New message.
I only needed the
RO's.
hairline.
That is your RO.
73, I believe. I got
Common spell. Oh, I was looking at this.
Oh.
What, common spelling?
Which one was the one in custody we're going for? What?
We had already run her, so we knew her license was good. And before we went up there, and I talked to her, she was very friendly. Is that your, what do they call that? Your
It took a while to
cardiac monitor? Defibrillator.
Yeah.
He's grabbing his chest. Oh no, it's just his body cam. So I just asked her to slow down and be careful when she changes lanes.
Yeah. That's, you know, when you drive like that, the danger is you're counting on everybody else staying exactly the way they are. And then what happens if somebody slows down or speeds up, and you're going to get in an accident.
You're right over by Hamlin University. The oldest university, I understand, in the state.
Really?
Well, that's what it says on the sign over there.
It's got to be correct.
No, I mean, yeah. It's kind of like the internet. If it's on the sign, what are you looking for?
My phone. I'll find it when we stop. Oh, here. This might be it here.
Oh, the one that's sitting on the keyboard there?
Yeah, right there in
that could
plain
be
sight.
it. All right. We're getting old. I'll give you a break.
Yeah, I tell you, I was helping my son put up some gates and some spindles on the deck this weekend. And yeah, I'm not 35 anymore.
No. But sometimes you gotta try it to remind yourself.
Yeah, because in my brain, I'm still 35. Then I look at the window and I'm like, who is that old fat guy? And then I realize it's me. So did you have to hit it twice to get the siren to go off?
No, because I only hit the air horn.
Ah, that's right, you did. I remember. Duh.
We can try it back here
Yeah, you should find a quiet
on
little place.
Energy Park Drive.
Yeah.
Let's find some poor person to give a heart attack to. Oh,
You know, we got the trains on the other side here. Have you ever seen the amount of trains? It's called the hump yard, where stopping on Highway 61 is the closest one to us. And all they put trains together there.
Yeah.
All these cars come in, and they have a hill that they put them up. And there's like 8 or 9, 10 different tracks. As it goes down the hill, it can get shifted to. And the reader will read the barcode on the car, and it's already been programmed in the computer what car goes to what train. And then goes over that little hump and gets directed to the train they want it on. They'll build 5 or 6 trains simultaneously just by having the cars come on.
Nice. So Kelly had the
Bravo 546.
lacrosse game at McMurray Fields this weekend, so I got to see the trains shifted back and forth there.
Between the trains and trucks, we lose trains, we lose trucking. This country come to a halt.
Yeah.
Everything is moved in this country by trains and trucks, shipped in. Very little comes there. You know, you get your packages from Christmas and stuff. FedEx has some planes, UPS has some planes, but your produce, your meats, your grocery store items, that's all trucked in.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Interesting. I'm just noticing the company's got some spotlights out on their parking lot, and they're all solar powered. The solar panels have really advanced in the last few years, that you don't need as big a panel to provide as much electricity.
Huh.
I know a buddy of mine putting an electric light in, I believe, a lift out on his dock on his lake, and rather than run power out there, he's just using solar panel.
Okay, yeah. I'm not surprised.
Traffic.
Well, we're on Pierce Butler Road, just crossing Avon, heading east, back toward, just a curve back down towards Minnehaha. I think right by Dale, if I remember right.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah, we got softball going on here.
A little softball practice.
Yep, everybody's getting set and ready to go. All the fields are being used. That's pretty cool. My daughter played softball, and then she went into fast pitch softball.
Oh.
What a great game. I really love the sport of fast pitch baseball. It's fast moving, it's a lot of talent. The speed of the pitching is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's funny when they show like major league hitters trying to hit off a fastball
Oh yeah.
pitcher. Yeah.
So Mrs. Biak was the coach for Abby's team, and she had played in the softball World Series when she was in college.
Wow. Impressive.
Great coach, wonderful woman, and funny how small the world is. So one of the sergeants in the jail married Mrs. Biak's daughter, who also played, Devin, who played on Abby's team, and he's one of the sharpest guys we got. Manages all the financing, the records. Worked with his dad, who was a deputy at the sheriff's department.
Wow.
Many years ago. Oh.
I'm just a nightmare waiting to happen.
Some people just don't
Wave at
understand.
the nice
how things-
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, the traffic. You're right. I'm surprised to see this much traffic
Where's
on these
everybody
roads.
going?
Exactly.
You know who I haven't seen in a long time is little Susie.
I just heard on the radio Friday somebody saw her.
Oh.
And mentioned, boy, I haven't seen her for a long time. I'm glad she's still doing well. Hopefully
Yeah.
she's staying off the drugs. And
Well, that's what worries me is her health.
yeah,
If she's rehabbing, that's great. It's just she's kind of a staple, so you expect to see her.
Yeah. Say no was wrong.
so there's Aesop's table used to be there. Uniforms Unlimited used to be right there, and Smooth Johnny's Pizza. They Great food, great service. Used to be kitty corner.
Yeah, the people in there are great.
Yeah. There's just a lot of new places to go and to eat, and you got the Orpheum downtown St. Paul. Not that you would think it with these I've never seen, but I really do like going to the theater and watching it on TV.
Oh yeah, definitely. Do you remember when we went to John's Pizza after I went in the big chase?
Yep.
And then we're all, and this that we were tracking is still moving.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
do.
at the hospital, or it's not at the hospital.
Yeah, we're all looking,
over on
going,
the
wait a
east
minute,
side.
what's going on?
And then we realized that that was a different guy who also turned out to be wanted.
Yeah, he had warrants, and so we're like, let's go. And we
Yeah,
get over
left.
there, and there he is sitting on a motorcycle talking to somebody. And when we were able to grab him, we never saw it coming. But
The shock of, are
What
you
the
sure
heck?
that was so-and-so? Because his phone is still moving.
they looked a lot alike. Yeah, that was.
Well, and he had a gun,
Yeah.
and
he fled from
us. And he was in the car we thought the other bad guy was in.
Yeah, they switched vehicles, and
That was just a fluke. It was a weird.
well, Kevin Moore, retired St. Paul police officer, used to say all the time, "Dumb criminals and good luck make cops look smart."
Yeah. That's about it, too.
When this building first opened up, I was a newlywed, and I did caretaking here with my new wife for a few years.
And then they kicked you out.
I bought a house.
Oh,
Bought a
okay.
house.
Well, that's better.
Started having kids. Figured I better get a house.
It's probably a good idea. Well, there's not much going on.
Yeah, you got the bus cops here. They look like they're just having a friendly conversation with each other. Or transit police, I should say. I don't know if they find bus cops offensive.
I don't know. I
You
mean,
gonna make it? Without
I hope so.
destroying your new truck?
I hope so. He looked
got
like
it.
he didn't care.
Yeah. Wasn't his truck.
I think he was more worried about taking out those people on the corner.
Yeah. Well, the office building's coming along. When any idea when that state office building's supposed to be done?
As soon as we're out of money.
Well, last year then.
Yeah, I don't know, but they're sure working feverishly on it. Maybe they work harder when the legislature's in session, so they see them working on it.
It could be.
Give us more money.
Politics is in everything, right?
Yeah, and it's an interesting year at the Capitol. It's just the split power and
Yeah, it's the good part about it is if you want anything to pass, you guys have to work together. There needs to be some compromise. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out of it.
yeah, there's a couple on omnibus bills coming up, and
And rapidly leaving the field now.
we'll see.
Boy, the radio's been quiet.
God, it has.
5363.
I even tried to jinx us earlier and it didn't work.
It didn't work.
63 copy to medical.
Loss is just 4552 Bramblewood at 7220.
Buzzy Bone is our fact checker today, or whatever they call him. And she says that Hennepin County's got a larger population, but Ramsey County's more densely populated. So, thank you, Buzzy. Hope things are going well over on the north side. Well, folks, wish we could have shown you a little bit more action today, but it's gotta happen.
But just so you know, you got the first ride in Mike's new vehicle.
In the new Chevrolet. So maybe it's just not warmed up yet.
There you go.
But Friday night, if I'm back in town, here we go.
And who knows, in a week or so, we might pop up on a Tuesday or Wednesday night.
Should. Well, thank you so much, everyone, and have a good night. Enjoy the sun. Hopefully it'll warm up.